What? I'm in my pajamas.
Hello. Welcome back to another Plod, our second guest Plod of the season. And with me today, I have obviously my lovely Charlie, my co-host Charlie, and we have the Australian contingent. And in the bottom, what side is that? Left, right, left. We have Alex, the Disco King from Sydney, and we have Scott over there, the Gunpowder Fictional Plot from Melbourne.
From this address. Yeah.
Oh dear.
And here's my phone number.
Please don't give your phone number out.
It's not wise. Oh dear. So welcome. Let us know in the comments if you are here. We are going to be discussing all things Women's Prize. There is a risk that we will segue into International Booker and or Stella and or Carol Shields because
Sick?
that's how we roll.
Right.
I'm just like prepare. I'm managing expectations. So hello everyone. We've got several people in the comments, so we'll just go through and say a quick hello.
Oh my god, there's so many people.
I know we're famous these days.
Oh.
Oh dear.
So
yeah.
many.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome to the Plodalong.
And I mean, in the UK, this is a Sunday morning. People have got their butts out of bed on a Sunday morning for this.
Oh, legends.
Hungover.
Are you still a bit hungover now, Scott, even on a Sunday evening?
I think I'm permanently hungover. I'm just tired.
Oh dear. We love it. Okay, we're gonna go in with the big question. Thoughts on the long list. So let's start with you, Scott. What are your initial thoughts for people who may not have seen your video? Obviously, a lot of people will have seen it. But give us an overview on what you think and where you're going with it.
I mean, I was pretty disappointed with a couple of the authors, but I really liked seeing Nesting on there. Thought that was a wonderful book. I really liked seeing Safekeep on there. I enjoyed that when it was on the Booker last year.
Hey.
There's a couple of ones that are interesting. The one from New Zealand sounds great, but
Which one is that?
Amma.
Oh, that one. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that one sounds wonderful. If I can ever get a copy of that, because it sounds like let's put one from New Zealand on, and nobody will ever be able to find a copy anywhere.
It's quite accessible in the UK. I would have thought it'd be more accessible for you because you're in the right hemisphere. But...
Yeah, whenever there's an Australian book on a long list of any kind, I'm like everybody else gets shit on. I have a copy. But yeah, no, I was trying to find that one as well in the libraries, and I couldn't find it. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
What's even more annoying is I work in a library and I saw it come in and I had to scan it and put the whole ticket in. Oh, no.
I hate that so much. That happened to me the other day with the book I really wanted. I was like, oh.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
So,
but,
any other thoughts, Scott?
Elizabeth Strout is, I don't, and of course, having a TERF on the long list is just vomit worthy. That's that's short-sighted.
Yeah, it is short-sighted, and it's disappointing. I think we were having a bit of a chat before this about the fact that of all of the books published by women in the last 12 months, I'm sure we could have found maybe a slightly more inclusive author to include on the list, but c'est la vie. Yeah.
Could have had a trans woman.
Oh no! Did you know that Tori Peters has got a new book coming out this year?
Yeah, I do. It's
that wasn't eligible though, was it?
No, but next year.
It's eligible.
It's like next week it's released. No, I thought it's not eligible because it's a collection.
Oh, is it a collection? Oh.
Yeah, it's like a novella and 3 short stories or something.
Oh, is it?
Stag? Is it Stag something, brother?
Stag Dance.
Stag Dance.
Yes, indeed. Alex, what are your thoughts?
Hello. I am the absolute newcomer here, both to the Plodalong and to this prize in general. As I was saying, it often happens during the International Booker, and that's been the one that I've covered since the channels began. I have been interested in some of the winners before. I did start reading Brotherless Night before I ended up moving on to something else, but what I read was really good. And yeah, I've become interested in this long list now because I am here. And and I first of all, I love all of your content, Jem and Charlie, of course, and Scott, who I haven't met before. Yeah, big fan of your content. I wasn't aware that you knew I existed, but I knew that you did. Yeah, no, I've read The Safe Keep at least. Some of the other books I've heard differing opinions about. I've heard a lot of good things about All Fours. I probably will read that one at some point. I see. And yeah, the Ministry of Time as well is one that everybody has told me is good or bad. I haven't heard any sort of middle of the road opinions yet, which is a sign of something that would be interesting to me, I think. But yeah, a lot of them.
I don't think you'll like it.
A lot of the blurbs of them did kind of blend for me a little bit. I think, like, the one time I reviewed a women's prize book was Pod, and a fascinating blurb, incredible blurb. I was like, I have to read this. And yeah, none of the books were sticking out to me like that, apart from maybe a few. I was interested to find out that one of them was New Zealand. And yeah, when I saw the turf's name there, I was very surprised. So yeah, that's sort of my general feelings about it.
Yeah, I think most people are on the same level. I would say it's quite a historical fiction heavy list, and quite a lot of multi-generational vibes on there as well.
Yeah.
So which is definitely my jam, but I think maybe it could have more. I don't know. I think this is a criticism of the Women's Prize in general, that maybe it could be more diverse in genre. I think it's quite restrictive sometimes.
That's interesting you say that, because from a complete like outsider look, some of the long list ones that I see, I'm like, they do blend together, but then the winners always feel quite distinct. Like I can't really compare what I read of Piranesi to what I read of Brotherless Night or something like that. So I guess there's that, but yeah, I don't know if they would be looking to pick something that's particularly unique, if that's one of the goals of this particular jury. But
I think
yeah.
I think that is one of the. It has to have some sort of unique quality. I'm sure that's one of the criteria.
Original, I think.
Original, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Original, accessible, and excellent.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any particular guesses on what would win, like now at this really early stage, so I can put a bet down?
I'd really like to see the Layla Lalami go far. I haven't read it yet, but
the Dream Hotel.
Because it's a sci-fi, I'd quite like to see that do well.
The Dream Hotel. Okay, interesting. I'll pull that one up.
Scott, what do you reckon?
I think you don't put Adichie on the long list if that's going to create the controversy if you don't want it to win.
Yeah, they're going to commit. Yeah, you're right.
I think they're going to double down.
I don't know.
Oh, that would be so odd if that won. That would Anyway, don't matter.
The artist is having quite a lot of praise, isn't it? Like by critics and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if that gets shortlisted.
That sounds so dull.
Yeah. I know, but like in terms of like literary critics and people like that so maybe if they're like going to listen to that, I don't think they would. I haven't read it. I don't know. And I'm rooting for A Little Trickery because I've started that and I'm loving it so far.
That's really fun.
It sounds good, that one. It does sound good.
Such a cool voice.
Yeah.
How many have you read, Scott, from the long list?
I've read Good Girls, A Little Trickery, The Safe Keep, Nesting. I've DNF'd Somewhere Else, and I've DNF'd The Persians.
I really like that one.
Did you read all of those from since the long list has come out, or had you read them before?
No.
It's a machine.
I've just done the 2DNF since it was announced.
I really like Somewhere Else. I'm only about 10% in, but I really like it.
Oh no!
How far in did you get?
Tell us what is it you don't like. We like to hear.
I got about halfway to when the creation of Israel was being spoken about. There were two things that really annoyed me. There was like a lot of like hindsight was being used as wisdom, but there was no otherwise intelligence. Like creating Israel is going to create conflicts between the Jews and the Palestinians. Of course it is, but there's no extra said about that. And then there's one scene where Rosa gets a letter. She's like, "Oh, there's a French stamp on it," and then the next line she's like, "I wonder what's with the French stamp." And so she opens the letter, and the first line is, "I bet you noticed the French stamp on it." And I'm like, I wonder where you're writing from. Like, how many times do you want to repeat yourself saying the same thing? And it's like, I don't think foreshadowing and just foretelling are the same thing at all.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I'm not so far into it yet, but yeah.
What did you think of Good Girl? Because that was one of the ones where the blurb stood out to me. It sounded sounded interesting.
I enjoyed it, but it was a mess.
Great.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Someone was saying it was comparing that to, like you were saying about the International Booker with Perfection, because obviously there's links with Berlin and stuff.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Perfection, but I'm not up for a second go on it. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, right. Let's go through some comments. I don't know where we were, so we'll just.
Hey.
Stephanie, 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
That is commitment. You get the gold star. Jen had set her alarm. Good work.
Jen's normally awake at like lunchtime, so like we're very honoured.
Danny finished nesting a few days ago and loved it. I'm hearing so many good things about nesting.
Can't wait for that.
I'm really excited to get to that one. Had a copy of Amma for a long time. It's definitely time to get to it. Oh, lovely Jane. Hello. Jane is Alice's mum.
We love Jane.
Oh.
So disagree about Laura and I disagree with you about okay. In what way? We are happy for a conversation. And it's Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Roro. So yeah. Read Perfection and Good Girl this week. Good work.
This is what it was Tara that it was mentioned it.
Jen read The Artist and really enjoyed it, which means I'm defo not going to like that book. Oh dear. Some of the blurbs were terrible.
Okay, right.
Crooked Seed's description was bland, but it sounds like there's a lot of representation in the book.
That's interesting, yeah, because some of the the International Booker ones, I would say more than half of them were interesting to me, and of the ones I've read, the blurbs have been pretty indicative of what the books are. Like I would say the blurb for Perfection, well, I was like, oh yeah, this is what this is going to be, and I was right. So that's interesting if you think that they misrepresent the books in that way, because I guess is it the Women's Prize that write the blurbs for them?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
Have any of you guys read Karen Jennings before? Because obviously the Karen Jennings book, The Island, was listed for the Booker a few years ago, 2021. Have either of you?
DNF The Island, I didn't like it, but I actually forgot I have read Crooked Seeds as well, and I thought it was much better.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, that's good. It's quite a short. That's the shortest one on the list, isn't it? Crooked Seeds.
Yeah,
that's 200 pages, I think.
So.
Probably not like as well explored as it could be, but I enjoyed it, you know.
Yeah.
You mean it was a book and you read it?
Which has been your favourite one of the ones you've read, Scott?
Nesting.
Okay.
Nesting,
yeah. Excellent. I'll be heading to that one next anyway, so that bodes well.
Pulling it up.
I won't need to read anymore then. That'll be fine. Jen calling a little trickery for the winner. Looking for that. Stephanie wanting the safe keep to win.
Yeah, did it win? It was longlisted for some other award that I saw, and I was it the one for the young authors? I forget what it's called. But yeah, no, I've seen it crop up a little bit, and I was interested with that.
I'll have a look.
Because normally Booker feel like they're late to the game with the books that they pick. Like Solenoid has been out for maybe like 5 years at this point. But yeah, okay, that's cool.
I mean, to be fair, Tracker was out previously. That's on the Women's Prize non-fiction.
Yeah, I tried to read Tracker maybe like actually 5 years ago, legitimately. Yeah, so that's really crazy.
I liked Tracker. It's like a little bit dry in places, but I've never read any Alexis Wright before. That was my first Alexis Wright.
Yeah,
because you're an Alexis Wright fan, aren't you, Alex?
Yes.
Yeah. What one should I head to next then? Because I've not read. Obviously, that's a non-fiction. Like, what would you say
I for a fan, I must be the least committed. I've DNF'd Carpentaria, and I DNF'd Tracker as well. To be fair, Tracker I will pick up again because I probably was not like. I don't know. I was reading a bunch of other stuff at the time from memory, and I wasn't necessarily putting my whole brain into it. But Carpentaria I remember liking, but it is kind of like a less intense version of Praiseworthy, and I just really like how balls to the wall Praiseworthy is. Carpentaria reads more like a regular book that just has a lot of the same kind of elements of place in it. You know, it's set in kind of an odd environment, and you feel that still, but the book isn't necessarily going as hard. And I just prefer Praiseworthy for just going hard. Yeah.
But do you think I should do Praiseworthy, then try Carpentaria, or do Carpentaria because it's a little bit more like...
If you haven't read Praiseworthy, absolutely start with that, which is weird, you know, like start with the craziest one, because I would say that the others are more like traditional books. I would love to see Tracker win an award like 8 years after it's been published, for me at least, you know, just as part of that whole Alexis Wright resurgence, so we can get it to that Nobel Prize. And I will win so much money if it happens. Because
on the flip side of that, right, Scott, you're not an Alexis Wright fan.
I also Carpentaria.
Approach.
You're just trying to needle us into arguing.
It is a bit like repetitive.
To be fair, I didn't even try to pick up Praiseworthy because I didn't like Carpentaria so much.
Yeah. I read about 15 pages of Praiseworthy, and then I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I think a butterfly just died in Melbourne, and that's all I've got for the first 15 pages.
It's so like unsubtle, and it has like such a sledgehammer for everything. And I just really appreciate when a book just doesn't care and just goes for it. You know, like I was like, why be critical of something like this? Just embrace it. And it gets really good. By the second half, it's actually like really something impressive. But yeah, I agree that like when you dip into it, you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a national treasure here at this point, which is great.
Back
to the Women's Prize, sorry.
It's great to see an Indigenous author from Australia getting so much hype. I think, you know, people like Louise Erdrich have had a hype for a long time, right? But not so much on the Australian side. So it's good to see that coming through.
There's a couple of other Indigenous authors that are perhaps a little bit younger, and Alexis Wright seems to be like kind of the one that's been on the scene for the longest. There are a couple who I'm well aware of because we were assigned their texts like during school, but they're only like maybe 15 years older than I am, some less, you know. So yeah, there is a younger crowd definitely that's becoming more interesting for people. Yeah.
Though obviously my main man is Tony Birch. He's Indigenous, right?
Yeah, I think so. He won an award that I will be talking about later when we talk about our recommended books. So yeah. I'm well aware of him for sure.
Yeah, he's fab. Needs more time. Okay, so let's segue then into the recommendations. So I do have a banner for this. Who knows where it is? So the careless question. So the idea here is to recommend an underrated book because we feel that Careless was underrated when it was on the Women's Prize a couple of years ago. So we have asked both of you to come up with an underrated book written by a woman. Alex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I have two. I have one that people have probably heard of, and I have one that absolutely nobody has ever heard of ever. So I might start with that one. There's this prize in Australia called the Patrick White Award that I've become obsessed with in the last like 2 weeks or so. And it's an award set up by Patrick White with the money he won from the Nobel, and he used it to set up a fund to create this prize for authors that were being specifically like really creative but had little to no recognition. And there's a bunch of authors that have won that ended up becoming quite big names, like Gerald Murnane, who is like a very big name at this point, and also like Christina Stead and like Thea Astley and people like that as well. And there's been a couple in the last few years, and they win for like their whole of, not just like for one book. And Giramondo, which is our equivalent of, I guess, Fitzcarraldo. Am I right on that, Scott? Kind of.
Yeah, they do the novel prize together.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing like a retrospective of this author, Antigone Kefala. I've mispronounced that for sure. But she's just this like, it's like the ultimate critic's pick. Like I can't imagine not being a critic and reading that and being like, oh, that's good, you know. But yeah, I was reading this. It's like a collection of sort of like, it says journals. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like a mixtape of things that had interested her over the last 20 years. It's just like a quote here and there from an author, or like a little thing that she wrote down that's like a really sort of cute poetic quote, and it's just all back to back. And you get this really weird feeling of 20 years actually passing just through that. And everybody praises her for how fragmentary she is, to the point of like utter abstraction. Like there's no connective at all between it. Like there's no sort of connective tissue. But I just read that and I thought it was really interesting and engaging for what it was. And because it's a prize that I'm going to continue reading through, and because they're re-releasing a lot of her actual fiction, that's why I recommend it, is because I'll be interested to see more from her, and I'll probably be talking about her at some other point in the future. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then I had another one. It was one I read recently, because again, I love reading books from people who get touted for the Nobel Prize, as opposed to reading books from Nobel Prize winners, because usually I'm just like, whatever. But I love reading the ones that people are like 100 to 1 shot. They're really great, but nobody's heard of them. And one of them was Our Lady of the Nile by Scholastic Mukasonga, I think. Yeah, I don't have a copy of it. I read it on my Kindle. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. It's set in an all-girls boarding school in the years leading up to the Rwandan massacre. And it's about all these girls living together. And you would think it's about kind of like the hostility in the younger population that led to that kind of mind space where that massacre could happen. And that definitely is in the book. But a lot of the book is kind of like almost short stories featuring the girls from this convent as they experience elements of that. It doesn't necessarily feel like a build-up until near the end, but it is like a collection of short stories that are really lived in and really interesting and very varied. And yeah, I absolutely love that book. So yeah, if she wins, that would be a great pick. But yeah, that's another one.
Excellent. Scott, what did you have for us?
So I found it a little bit hard, because whenever I find an underhyped book, I hype it quite a lot. So I've sort of self-sabotaged a bit. So I'm going to recommend Daryl by Jackie S, because I have definitely recommended that on my channel, but not for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Daryl is a cuck. And
what the fuck? Sorry, the second you said that, I read the blurb synopsis as well. Sorry, keep going. I'm so sorry.
It starts off, the very first chapter is Daryl sending a letter to LeBron James asking him to come over and have sex with his wife while he watches, praising him for his very large hands. And it is the funniest but darkest book. It goes into a murder plot, and it's all about different sorts of identities and what we get out of sexuality and gender, and it's incredibly intelligent. But at the same time, it's just like, maybe we should change the LGBT acronym to be LGBTC and include cucks. And then it's just like a random chapter about how cucks are not represented in the LGBT world.
We don't have any words for that.
That sounds really interesting.
Sounds
I
great,
can
sounds
remember
awesome.
you and Nell talking about this when I first met you, and I remember you saying, and I still haven't read it, so I do need to read it. Oh dear. Yes.
I will absolutely read this.
Last comment on the screen by Alyssa. That just made me laugh so much.
I walked into a cuck conversation.
Welcome to the Plodalong.
Plodalong. This is what you get.
Oh dear. Got a bit of love for Makasonga.
Oh yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I think that was the other one I was interested in as well.
Yeah. I've got Barefoot Woman on my shelf. I think that's by her, isn't it? I think it's non-fiction though.
Oh, sweet.
I will
Okay,
write
great.
all these down so that we can put them in the description and we can share them on the Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Don't understand the hype over Ministry of Time. It's all right. I'm trying to squash that hype, Gretchen. I'm trying to squash it. Dear. I've gone all over the place with the
Don't worry
comments.
about it.
I don't know what I'm doing. So
A little
I'm
trickery.
very not professional today.
That would be fun if it's the winner.
Roro, if that's what you think, that's enough for me to put $5 down.
Did you see Roro's prediction, like predicting the Booker based on like a random number generator on the Goodreads?
Absolutely, yeah.
And I don't think he got any right.
It was a good system.
Consistently poor. Yeah. Oh dear. Right, what we got here? Alex wrote some of the blurbs are terrible. Just don't represent the books. I think I've already read that.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You can just go down.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's easy. Don't worry, it's easy to do.
All gone out of.
It's so hard when you're flitting from the main screen to the it's really.
Amelia reading all fours and obsessed. My favourite
good.
on Wednesday. That's
That sounded like the blurb of some of the other winners. It sounded like it had the same kind of energy as them. Like, I haven't read it yet, but if I were just to predict one based off vibes alone, I would probably say that. I don't know.
And also,
I think all fours is going to be the divisive. I think it's going to be the pod of this year. People are going to properly hate it and properly love it.
But two of the judges, like before, because like I remember, like I said, I researched after I'd already done my predictions, and two of the judges are proper Miranda Life stands. Like they're massive.
Oh,
so
okay.
like, I feel like they're going to be really pushing for this book. So
Okay.
So yeah, DNF from Alyssa.
So did I, Alyssa.
Okay, right. Right. Next up, we have the most controversial question of the plot. The crispy question. So, Scott knows what's coming because he's already sent me a message to wind me up. So,
Sorry, Alex.
if you could pick a flavour of crisps that doesn't currently exist but should, what would it be? And we'll go with Scott first. I'm sure he's got some disgusting vegan answer.
You can't say that, Jem. You
Textured vegetable. No. I really struggle to understand this question. Why would you make a new flavor of crisp when we've already perfected it? We have salt and vinegar. Why are we making more?
I would agree that salt and vinegar is like the pinnacle. But imagine if like the world ran out of vinegar, like and we needed a new top dog. What was
That's a good point.
And really sad suicide.
particularly sad type.
Particularly sad. Yeah. How can we do without vinegar? Salt and fermented rice juice. I don't know. That is what vinegar is made from.
Oh yeah, to be fair.
It doesn't sound as nice when you say it like that.
The way you say the fermented.
It's
the way
all about marketing.
Yeah.
I just
You
think
have to give us an answer, Scott. You have to.
Go for garlic. Just garlic. No, none of this. I'm not watering it down. It's an excellent flavor too.
Yeah.
Hard garlic.
And it probably doesn't exist. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit.
Do I have to answer as well?
I have to react. Garlic crisps. I don't know if. Yeah. Might be a marketing issue with that. Do you think? Because of
Anti-vampire crisps.
Who would want to just smell of garlic all day?
Italians.
Then you can get people repellent.
People actually, that's a good point. Booktubers everywhere would be having garlic crisps.
Yeah.
That's great.
Introverts buy these chips.
Yeah, exactly. There's your marketing right there.
Everyone will stay away. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, not bad. And not. I can accept that. Alex.
Well, I wasn't aware that there was a vegan on the call. That's fantastic. I would pick. I've tried kangaroo recently, and I thought it was excellent. So I would say
kangaroo.
So I would say maybe kangaroo.
We really got you on the head today.
Oh dear. We really
that's
do
what I would
have
say.
like the two opposite humans on the call today.
It's perfect.
I've never tried kangaroo. Is it good? What does it taste like?
Oh, it's great.
Like beefy, or is it?
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't really know. I know people who are very good at like just they're like the meat was very tender. Yes, I thought it was very tasty. I wouldn't say beef, but it was kind of like I don't know. It didn't taste like beef though. That's what. Yeah.
Gamey.
Yeah, but yeah, a bit gamey actually. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, excellent. I think actually maybe kangaroo and garlic as a mix would be
Effective. It's done.
Excellent.
There you go.
All you need is a meat eater and a vegan on a call, and then you get the best
The best recipes possible that neither will eat.
Oh dear. Like this is a complete tangent, but Scott, do you eat crisps that are meat flavored? Because they don't.
No.
No, because they can be vegetarian. Can't
I only eat salt and vinegar crisps.
No smoky bacon or no.
Why would I do that when salt and vinegar exists? I really don't understand why we have other flavors.
I do agree with Scott. Yeah, absolutely. That salt and vinegar is literally the only one I eat.
It is the best. It is the best. Sure.
Do you have a favorite shapes flavor, Scott?
I mean, it's got to be barbecue. So yeah, I am a.
Yeah, that's fair. I accept.
What's a shape?
You know shapes? Shapes are like an Aussie snack. We could talk about this as well. The culture differences. I found out recently that nobody else calls Maccas Maccas. They're like.
Oh, I call Maccas Maccas.
Do you?
Talking about that.
Yeah, but we only call it Maccas. Like it might as well be called that. It might as well not be called McDonald's here. Yeah.
They advertise with "It's Mac time."
Yeah.
I've never done that. I'm going to use that now. But yeah, no, we say Maccas. We say Mackie D's.
Mackie D's.
Oh, that's not bad.
Cheeky Mackie D's.
But we have Shapes. Shapes is like a snack here. It's an absolute cultural icon here. It's just like a biscuit. It's not that deep. It's a bit like Tim Tams, how it becomes the personality.
Do you have Tim Tams as well? The Tim Tams.
Yeah, we have Tim Tams.
Yeah, they're the chocolate thing.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Tim Tams. But yeah.
I've never heard of Shapes. No, like what, a savoury biscuit?
Yeah, you get them in like barbecue and pizza and so on. There's chicken crimpy. Chicken crimpy is a classic.
What's a crimpy?
Not a clue, truly. I'm looking it up now. Having small folds or waves. A wavy chicken.
Oh, a wave, a chicken that waves.
It's a baited chicken.
Yeah. Excellent. Right. Okay. Cultural mocking tick. So lots of love for the salt and vinegar.
Hell yeah.
Not impressed with running out of vinegar. You know what? When I was a kid, I used to drink vinegar out of the bottle. Like,
I still do that.
Oh, oh my god.
Just love that. Love that.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't resist.
Oh, dear. Tomato soup flavour crisps, but each bag comes filled with tomato soup just dumped on man crisps.
I would be so messy.
But it would be cold and the crisps would go. So you'd have to have like separate compartments where you could add the crisps, like when you were ready.
Like a bento box, and it's got like the different. Yeah, that's perfect.
Or just sachet for the soup. Like surely that's easier, and then like little pop.
Yeah, that's quite a good idea. Though I have done that, like tomato soup with like loads of grated cheese and then salt and vinegar, not salt and vinegar, plain crisps, like scrunched up on top. Top tier. Oh, we've got Kieran in the comments. Hello, Kieran. Tomato
ketchup crisps, are they a thing?
I'm sure they've been a thing.
They have been a thing.
Have done that, haven't they?
Yeah. I detest tomato ketchup. Vinegar is disgusting. No, absolutely
it's
not.
Like one of the food groups.
No, it stands on its own, like superior to carbs. Right. I think we're going to do the higher or lower game.
Oh.
Who wants to go first? Who goes first?
I would love for Scott to go first.
I volunteer you as tribute.
You didn't step backwards quick enough, I see.
They're all completely randomized. So the first one might be easier, the second one might be easier. No one.
Oh, do we alternate? Oh, okay. All right.
So someone will do 6, and then the next person will do 6, and whoever gets the most is the winner, and whoever gets the least is a big fat loser. It's how we run it. I am just gonna. So, who do we decide? Scott's going first.
Yes, Scott's going first.
I think we did. Yeah.
Okay. So, hopefully, all my animations work right, and you don't just see all the answers straight away. So let's.
Okay.
Much easier with the answers.
Here we go. So, first book, Scott, is Nothing But Blue Sky by Kathleen I don't even know how to say her name.
I can see the star rating below it. Is that
yes,
that's right. Yeah, that's
the next book is it higher or lower?
Oh, My Sister the Serial Killer. That was a bit divisive. We can go lower.
Gonna go lower. Ooh, you are correct. Look at that.
That means
you've got 1 point. So,
Jennifer Egan.
For reference, all of the books that are on this game have been nominated for the Women's Prize.
Yes, we want to say
I see.
that.
Okay, right.
In the past. So yeah, The Keep by Jennifer Egan, which I'd never even heard of before. So I've heard of Jennifer Egan.
Jennifer Egan's a bit weird, so I'm going to go lower.
You ready?
Oh, he's correct.
He's on fire.
Yay!
You secretly got like Google up in the background, Scott.
Are
you cheating on the higher or Plodalong?
Yeah, he's like a phone.
I'm just guessing with extreme confidence so that I look good when I get it right.
Oh dear. Okay, next one. Carry Me Down by MJ Highland.
It's got to be higher because I've never heard of it before.
That's interesting logic.
This
I like it. I think he's right.
3.5 is a bit low, so I'm going to go for higher because statistics.
All right. Are you ready? Oh. Yeah,
that's
no.
probably the reason I've never heard of it.
Yeah, that would make
Wow, that is a shocking rating. I'm looking that up.
One not to pick up. One not to pick up. So you got 2 points, Scott.
Oh yeah, we should write that down.
5. We'll just see if you would have got further if you hadn't messed that bit up. Would you have gone higher or lower for the cutting?
I got to go higher because nothing can be lower than 3.19.
You're right.
3.4.
What are these books? Oh, baby, my favorite.
I love this book, and I think it's 3.6. Going higher.
You're going for
You're very specific there.
You were very close.
Legend.
Look at that.
Oh.
Does it get an extra point for being like actually close?
Okay, so that means Alex, you have
2 to beat.
a score of 2 to beat.
Okay. What is that?
And the first pickup is If I Told You Once by Judy Butnitz, and that had a score of 4. And we're following up with Freshwater by Quakey Maisie.
Oh,
Higher or
okay.
lower?
Right. Now, 4's pretty high, but hang on, I'm just exiting my tab so you guys don't think I'm cheating. 4's pretty high. Can I get a general topic area for this book? For Freshwater? I see. I will say I'll say higher.
Woo! Look at that. Not bad.
Never in doubt.
Then we've got another one that no one's ever heard of in the history of the world. Aren't we?
I'm sure someone might have heard of it, Jem. There might be a plodder there that might know.
All right. Well, if anyone's heard of it, then tell me. But
Okay. It looks like historical fiction, and people hate that. I'm saying lower.
all right.
Oh, that is incredibly low. What is that?
So just so everyone knows, these are the ratings on the story graph, not on Goodreads. So
And there are some differences.
Oh, okay. Right.
So many, but yeah, that's a pretty low score.
Wow.
Yeah. Another book that I've never heard of. The Innocents by Francesca Gal.
Now, are you trying to trick me by putting the lowest shit I've ever seen and then being like, well, actually, I want to say lower so bad. It can't possibly be lower than that. I'll say higher. Oh,
Yes, though. By the skin of its teeth.
I am searching these books. This is very interesting.
I know. I have a big spreadsheet and I randomly number generated, so I didn't cheat.
Okay.
The very thought of you, Rosie Allison.
Okay. So that also looks like historical fiction.
Oh, it's blurbs by John Boyne on the front.
That's not a good sign.
Oh, the boy in the striped pajamas. Okay.
Speaking of turfs.
I'm gonna say higher again. There's no way. Oh my god.
My goodness.
Oh, it rained.
Is it big? What? Fine, I'm just getting in that King Cole song. I can't find it. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. 2.9.
Wow.
We've had some low scores today. I mean, this last one would have been easy for you if you hadn't got that one right. But would you have gone higher or would you have gone lower for Leave Shafak?
I would have gone higher.
Well, Scott gave us a specific number, so I think you should give us an actual.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Alex.
Is that a winner? Was that one of the winners?
No.
Okay.
No, sure.
I'm gonna say 4.09. Oh!
Not too far out. Not too far out.
This is good. This is perfect.
Okay. Good work. So I think that means Alex is our winner, does it not?
Yeah.
It does.
Because Scott completely mucked it up.
Would you have done better on the second lot of books, Scott, do you reckon?
Sorry?
Do you think you would have done better with the second lot of books?
Absolutely not.
I was expecting 2020 high.
Yeah, it's amazing how many books have been nominated for the Women's Prize that I've never heard of.
I love it.
Yeah, and that appear to suck. Yeah, the very thought of you, that's crazy. That's insane.
Do you want to read that book now, Alex?
I do. There's a book that I found recently. Like I talked about it in a video that was literally plagiarized, and everyone knows it was plagiarized. And I think that still has a higher rating than that. So that's fucking incredible. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, let's see who we've got. Jane is also a vinegar drinker. Yes, I didn't know there were so many of us. Everyone else in the comments is like, you are weird.
No, I think it's meant to be good for your body.
Eric.
I know, yeah.
What?
You're wrong.
Is that an American thing, not having vinegar on crisps or chips? Like, I practically have like a bowl of vinegar and dip my chips into the vinegar, like when I have chips.
What are we talking about?
This
is the Plodalong. This is for you.
Do you guys like Vegemite? Anybody who isn't from Australia, have you guys tried Vegemite?
I've never tried it. I do like Marmite. Is it similar?
Kind of vinegary. Okay, I don't know. I've never had Marmite.
You've never had Marmite?
No, I don't think I have. We have Vegemite.
I've not had Marmite either. We don't get it over here.
Yeah, there's a monopoly on the market, the Marmite market. Yeah.
I don't know how different Vegemite is to Marmite. Does anyone know in the comments?
I'm sure there must be something.
Because I know that you can't buy it here, Vegemite, but I mean, it's all about Marmite.
You like Oxo and Bovril and other competitors for Marmite, don't you?
Yeah, it's not the same. Like Bovril's like too beefy. Bovril's quite a beefy option. But Marmite, you know, on roast potatoes, like basted in roast potatoes.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
It's just
I wouldn't be doing that with Vegemite.
Stunned silences. You know that thing we all do, yeah?
Why stop putting Marmite on roasties? Rich will kill me.
And Marmite basted mushrooms on toast.
I know that sounds nice.
Yeah. Yes, really good. Really good. Marmite's so versatile. So versatile. I don't know how we got here. And American chili support and vinegar. Right. Some love for fresh water. Oh, Charlotte's here.
Hi, Charlotte.
Loving the long list this year so far. Finished the artist and really enjoyed it. Next priorities are A Little Tricky and The Dream Hotel. Excellent news. Charlotte will be a Plod guest.
Actually, huge.
Yes.
We've got several Plod guests here, actually. We've got Eric, who's going to be a guest. We've got Ben, who's going to be a guest. Jen was here. Roro. So, yeah, there's a whole spreadsheet. Like, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, beat this, guys. Bring your food competitors. Gonna try Marmite and Vegemite.
Ben's just woke up, caught up watching us on 2 times speed. Oh, ouch. That's a lot for a Sunday morning. Us lot on 2 times speed. Enjoying Women's Prize more than the International Book this year.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've just started Reservoir Bitches. It's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I'm sure Ben told it's short stories, right?
Yeah, there's a few that are, well, not short stories, but there are some short books. Like one of them is, I think, like 90 pages on a Kindle. I can't believe it. It's crazy. And then the Solenoid. So
I really want to get to Solenoid. I do own it, but it's very long, isn't it?
You could kill a man with it, I think. I have it in my bag and it's like, it hurts. It's so heavy.
Yeah. I will read it, but you kind of think I could read the entire rest of the long list in the time it will take me to read that one.
Genuinely, yes. I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America is divided right now on the vinegar, having to do with anti-vinegar sentiment. I mean, I think it must be your biggest problem, Gretchen, right now. The anti-vinegar.
Should be how the country splits up.
Yeah, I mean,
oh yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Ben saying Marmite and Vegemite very similar, different texture. Interesting.
How is it different?
This is really split. The country is split. You're absolutely right. Everybody's split on this.
Oh, Marmite is a stronger version of Vegemite because
a stronger version.
It's pretty intense. Like you don't need a lot of it.
It's hardcore.
Yeah, it's like so thick. It's almost just solid. Is yours like that?
I not particularly. I wouldn't say so.
You can definitely spread ours.
Well, you can spread it, but like
you've got to be careful not to break the toast up.
Yeah.
No, ours is kind of like peanut butterish texture.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. I'd say peanut butter.
Thick syrup.
Like gloopy.
Or like treacle.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Salty treacle. I'm terrified.
This should be how we vote. It should be Marmite and Vegemite.
I'm gonna have to go buy some Vegemite now.
Can we get a stance from Rishi on this? I'm delivering for Marmite.
Okay, so Ben knows everything. I swear to God, Vegemite is a paste. Marmite is a gloopy sauce. Official.
Wow.
We had it
Oh my
first.
God.
The real cause of all issue in America comes out exactly.
It was all stored in the Capitol. They had to get
if it wasn't for this division on vinegar, like everything would be so peachy in the States now. Oh dear. Okay, so next question is, what are you reading next from the long list?
Oh, I think that if I can't find the Amma one, the one by the New Zealand author, it'll probably be All Fours, or maybe the Ministry of Time, because that, like, if I make a review on that, I'm gonna make money. So maybe that. But how about you?
Yeah. Can you please just message me when that review goes up so that I can watch it? Because I think I watched your Held review about 4 times.
I do appreciate it. Thank you. Wow.
I'm at a little block because I don't have any more copies of any of the books. So I am waiting for my next book to come in. So whatever that one is. But if I have to break out the old wallet, it'll be Layla Lamani's The Dream Hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So I'm guessing you're not just not reading now. So are you reading something from a different prize at the moment?
Me?
Scott.
Me?
Scott, sorry.
I'm reading The Unworthy by Augustina Bastarrica.
I've pre-ordered that. Did you get an ARC?
No, it's out.
What? That doesn't come out until the 16th. That's outrageous.
He knows the ways.
Is it good?
No.
Oh no, don't say that.
I'm just reading it hoping that I've missed something and there's more to it. Like, I'm still in I'm gaslighting myself, hoping that it will be good. Praise. Not quite ready to DNF it.
Oh, damn it. So are we saying that Agostina Bastarrica is a one-trick pony? Because her short story collection was pants as well, wasn't it?
It was so bad, that it's better than the short story collection, I'll give it that.
Stephanie also saying don't like Unworthy as much as Tender. Not interested. Yeah, well, it sounds like you're right, Ben, not to be interested. Yeah. Oh, what's this? What's Moxie?
What is Moxie?
Isn't that something you snort?
If Moxie tastes like Strout right, so
similar to root beer.
Moxie? What is a Moxie? I've missed like a whole section about Moxie. Soft drink. The main product, and Elizabeth Strout mentions it in her novels. Oh.
There you go then. Need to hunt out some Moxie.
I thought, because we went backwards, I thought that Eric just happened to mention it like independently of everyone else.
I've never heard of this. No. But yeah, anything endorsed by Stroll, I would take with a pinch of salt.
Oh no!
A pinch of vinegar.
Pinch of vinegar. Okay. Focused. I am focused. So
Guest questions from
the next thing's guest questions. So last time we had Amelia and Gretchen on the show, and they asked a question each to ask to you guys. So I'll do one at a time. The first question was, if you could pick a dream panel to judge the next women's prize, who would it be?
This is Gretchen's question.
Scott, you can go first.
Frozen.
Oh shit!
What?
What?
Are you just saying that because you don't want to answer the question?
Your internet bill, Gemma.
What? Are you there? Oh no!
Maybe he has frozen.
She's back.
Oh,
Yay! Did you hear what she said?
We have to come up with a judging panel for the next year's prize. Was that it?
A dream judging panel.
Yes.
A dream judging panel.
Yeah.
Tori Peters.
Yes.
That would be good.
Laverne Cox, because you need somebody that isn't an author, and she reads good audiobooks.
Ah, that's good.
Fair.
Olivia Colman.
Yeah, she'd be amazing. Oh, I love Olivia Colman. That's a brilliant choice.
I need somebody like really sarcastic. Judi Dench.
Yes.
Nice. That's a good lineup.
Experience.
I like the actors. I like the lateral choices there. That's good. I like that.
They probably, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I need one more. I need an author now because I've gone for 3 actors.
Yeah. What author?
Just because of the controversy, Akwaeke Emezi.
Ooh.
Would they appear though? Would they want to be on there? I don't know.
I don't
know.
I'm sure the Women's Prize wouldn't ask them to prove that they're a woman if they just a judge, though.
No.
Okay, that's a great
Nice.
list, though.
Nice lineup.
Yeah.
Nice lineup.
I'm not gonna be able to do
Alex.
that.
I'll be happy with that.
I'm gonna follow on from Scott's example of listing people who aren't just authors. Okay, well, first of all, I'd say someone Australian, right? I'd probably say like Alexis Wright. I think that would be cool. I think she'd commit too. I think she'd be on it. I'd say the director of The Substance. I'd throw her on. Coralie Farjat. The movie with Demi Moore where she's like screaming at Margaret Qualley and she's like Jurassic Fitness. That movie. I reckon she'd pick some good books. Yeah. I think maybe a trans or non-binary author. So maybe Gary L. Lutz, because that's just my favorite, like one of my favorite authors, pretty much. So I'd throw her on. Maybe Jack Edwards. I'm not sure.
You're gonna get like a proper like Gem Salty face for that. Like that. That's like swearing. Like you just swore right there.
I'm so sorry. All right, well then maybe someone like Elizabeth Strout then, just to sort of ease the waters. Maybe someone like that. Yeah.
Do you want to come back, Alex? Do you?
Is that 3? I reckon. So it does have to be 5, right? It tends to be 5.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Gonna be alive or dead?
I mean, if you
why not?
All right, I'd say Penelope Fitzgerald then. I'm just naming my favorite authors now. But also I think that she'd give a good contrast to the others who perhaps are a little sort of more out there. And then maybe like an actor as well. Maybe Mikey Madison from Anora. Let's go that. There we go. That's my 5. A younger person. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Oh dear.
And then Jack Edwards can supervise, yeah.
Also pointing out a good point that if Strout is a judge, he can't be nominated.
Who says?
And Rome is picking the Spice Girls.
There you go then.
Great choices. Great choices.
That's good, yeah.
Oh dear. So the next question, the question Amelia asked was, what is the best book that you have read so far in 2025? So we'll start this time with Alex.
Oh shit! Give me a second. I'm so sorry. Hang on. I'm just gonna check. I'm just gonna check my Goodreads.
I'm prepared.
Stephanie, Florence Pugh would be a great shout. I think she'd be a brilliant.
Yeah, that's not. That's yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. Sarah Waters, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah Waters would be amazing.
Ooh. I would say maybe I didn't say her as a name because I think she's more well known, but Herta Müller. I read her first book, Nadirs. She's one of the Nobel Prize winners. She wrote why am I blanking? The Land of Green Plums and The Hunger Angel and so on. But her first book is like a book of short stories, and I really love it when she's just really sort of sparse and grim and like kind of like not really like focusing in on something. I quite like that, and that book of short stories is just like a collection of, I guess, sort of odd imagery, and some of them are just really good short stories, but then some of them are like quite disturbing and have like a real atmosphere to them. And I just really love that author. She's great. And I have a video coming up at some point where I talk about her in immense detail. But yeah, Nadir's, I absolutely love that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Scott, what have you got for us?
Like I said it 4 times this video. It's Nesting by Roshan O'Donnell.
I was hoping you'd say the cookbook.
The cookbook is terrible. I needed to reread it.
Nesting. Well, that's good praise for Nesting, though.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's your best book of the year so far. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's excellent. Simple but well done.
Oh, I can't wait to read it because I always love your picks as well.
Okay, so in anticipation for our next plod, we asked you both to prep a question that we can ask our next guests. Is that Scott face? Is that? I forgot you asked me to do that face, Scott.
No, yes.
It doesn't have to be bookish. It can be, like you said, it can be any kind of.
It can be anything. Like
it can be silly or whatever. You can literally do whatever.
Can you remember, Scott, when you did like your 1K Q&A or whatever it was, like back in the day, and I asked you about something to do with toilet paper?
Yes, I think I remember you.
Was that me asking you or you asking me? I can't remember, but
I'm not sure. Was that what book should be printed on toilet paper?
Would you rather wipe your arse with? Something along those lines. So it doesn't have to be a serious question, but it can be a serious question if you want it to be a serious question. So, what question did you pick, Alex?
I did, and then I saw that you're having Eric on the next episode, and I started laughing at my own evil. My question was, which book award would you exterminate?
Eric's the nicest person.
Oh no, that. To be fair, that's probably the best person to ask that question to.
Yeah. He knows all of them, doesn't he? He knows loads of them.
Oh dear. And Scott.
Take one character from one book and put them into another book and tell me why.
Ooh, love that.
Ooh. Damn.
Interesting.
I'm writing it
That's
down.
really hard. Like,
yeah, that was sharp.
Somebody's going to be like, put Patrick Bateman into Catcher in the Rye because I don't like Holden Caulfield.
I bet he's
like Holden Caulfield.
Patrick Bateman, much more likable.
Much more likable than Caulfield. That's it.
Oh dear. Okay, I'm just writing it down because
Jennifer's there because Jennifer's going to be obviously in the show as well. So
yeah, so she's got time to think about that now.
You're giving her a heads up. Yeah.
Oh dear. Stephanie saying Neston will be too much of a job to deal with abuse and divorce and customer. Yeah, I wouldn't want to read about it if I had to deal with it all day for sure. Lena Norms would be a great judge. Definitely a better pick than the influencer that Alex presented.
Oh yeah.
What would the conversation be like? You want to be a fly on the wall?
That shall not be named.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Right. Well, we are on 11:05, so we've been on for an hour. I think we've got through all of our bits and pieces. So I think all that's left to do is let people know that our next plot is on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We have, as already talked about, Eric Cole Anderson and Jen from Jennifer Loves Books. So we will be on Charlie's channel at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. I want to say a massive thank you to Alex and Scott. You have been excellent. I have so much. Really enjoyed the last hour, and I hope our guests have not guests, our
plodders.
Viewers, plodders.
We enjoyed it. We did enjoy it.
The guests enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. It's all fine.
The viewers, I couldn't care less. As long as we have a good time, yeah.
No, we do care about the plodders are everything.
Oh dear. So thank you very much, Alex Scott. Thank you to my beautiful co-host Charlie. Thanks to everyone in the comments, and we will see you on Tuesday with another one. Bye guys.